Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a fantabulous couple in love that loves reacting to some fantasy.
We do, some fancy fantasy.
Fancy fantasy, exactly. And so we're going to check out the official teaser trailer for HBO's House of the Dragon. So I think it's a little odd because, so as I'm staring at this on the screen, it says House of the Dragon official teaser trailer. That's what we're about to watch. And I thought, didn't we already watch the teaser trailer for, House of Dragon? Like, shouldn't this be the official trailer? And as I look at it, on the other side of it is House of the Dragon official teaser. It just doesn't say official teaser trailer. So, we had a discussion earlier about the difference of pilot and first episode and everything. But I just think I just find that odd. It's just like, okay, we're gonna give you like the same trailer, but here's another like 20 seconds of it. So
I'm pretty sure by industry lingo, it's you have a teaser, then you have a trailer.
Right.
There's not the hybrid teaser trailer. It's teaser, then trailer.
Yeah. Or you can say teaser trailer, but then the first trailer should have been the teaser trailer. It's official teaser, not just teaser trailer. But whatever. I mean, we're not insiders, so who are we to say what the lingo should be? But yeah. So I was hoping it was gonna be the official trailer, and it was gonna be a little bit longer, but it's not. So now that that's out of the way, let's enjoy this.
What is this brief mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy?
I, Rickon Stark.
I, Corlys Velaryon.
I, Ormond Baratheon.
Promise to be faithful
To King Viserys.
and to his named heir.
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
We play an ugly game. You have the determination to win it. History does not remember blood.
Yes.
It remembers names.
It's kind of true. Okay, I mean, we got some more of like the characters that are going to be in it, characters that we've known from the lore and like that were talked about in Game of Thrones. So that'll be cool to check out. But still didn't get a ton of new information outside of that.
I think the very short teasers are not to their advantage at this point. The first one, fine, great. We get to see a little bit of the production. Perfect.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, at this point, I'm expecting to be sucked into the world. I'm expecting to be very excited about at least a specific character or something.
Yeah.
It feels like this is very heavily relying on our love of the different characters and houses from Game of Thrones.
Yep.
However, we're not seeing any of those same characters. So unless you are super invested in a single house, there's not a particular incentive to fall into this little piece of entertainment in a minute and 44 seconds. I mean, at this point, I need like a 2.5 minute trailer.
We need an extra 45 seconds.
I need a legitimate trailer. 2.5, 3 minutes. Give me something that tells me why I want to watch this show. In particular, only because I didn't feel like they ended the Game of Thrones series on a strong note with the final season. It felt so rushed, and that they were just trying to get through it, as opposed to really doing justice to the story and the characters who I already was in love with. I don't know if I can trust it yet or not.
Expectations are going to be high for this one, and the fact that it didn't end well, some people are it's gonna be tough to bring some people back into Game of Thrones that got out of it and didn't like the way it ended. Unless you have that badass trailer, I just don't know how well it's going to do. I guess it'll be have to wait until it'll just be word of mouth, because I don't know how successful Game of Thrones was initially on its first like few episodes or whatever, but then as the series went on, like everyone started talking about it just because the first season was just so amazing.
You're pitching me House of the Dragon. If there aren't a ton of dragons in this, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, seeing somebody ride the dragon, great. I'm expecting that on steroids compared to what I got in Game of Thrones. I mean, there should be people riding dragons all the time. It's House of Dragon. I'm expecting to see how they raised dragons, trained dragons, made the dragons their faithful companions as a part of their entire world, not just Daenerys figuring it out for herself as she struggled along from an ancient and extinct house, but how did this house conquer the world with them? Like, I'm expecting it to be a well-oiled machine.
I think that would be a good trailer to to have for it to suck people in, all about that, like everything you just said. That would be like, to see all that in a trailer, I think would be very good. You had talked about how the one woman reminded you of Lady Olenna. Like, I feel like that's also kind of like what they're going off of. Like, it's like, okay, here's our Lady Olenna type character. Like,
Yep.
here's our Daenerys type character.
Here's our Marjorie.
Yeah, as she walked in the throne room, I'm like, well, there's Marjorie Tyrell.
Yep.
And so it was again, it's like kind of like banking on the fact that, like, remember how awesome Game of Thrones used to be? Like, we're gonna make it awesome again. Don't worry about it's Dexter the final season, where they were like,
I hope not.
they were saying, oh, the last season of Dexter, whatever, it sucked, but here's a proper ending to Dexter. When I was hoping they were going to do like 2 or 3 seasons of that, of a proper ending for Dexter, but it was just the one thing where they basically admitted that the last season completely sucked, and so they're going to redo it over again, just to give it to get out of the bad taste out of our mouth of the last season.
Well, and I think when I first heard they were doing House of Dragon, I was really hoping for like Visenya and Rhaegar and all of the people from the lore of House Targaryen that we had heard about in the original Game of Thrones, like Nymeria. Like, I want the trio, the 2 sisters who battled. I'm looking for that. So when I heard like, yeah, no, we're giving you House of Dragon, but not all that stuff. We're gonna go a little bit later, but before Game of Thrones. I'm like, okay, but I have nothing invested in that time. I don't know any of those people. I don't really care. Like, that was the cool stuff. Then we got to this cool stuff. I'm like, I don't know about the in-between. As you said, the thing with them banking on our love of Game of Thrones is that as a watcher, I'm like, why don't you trust your own story enough to show me your story? Mm-hmm. If you're just going off of the fact that, yes, I loved Lady Olenna and Marjorie and Arya and all those people, I can go back and rewatch Game of Thrones. I have it. I can watch it.
Yeah.
Why do I want to watch your show? It's because it should be a new story. It should be new characters. And it should show me something else about this world. And I don't feel like they trust that they have that enough to create a trailer around it. Because everything thus far is just teased. If you like Game of Thrones, here's more Game of Thrones.
Yeah, true.
We're harsh critics, but we're harsh because we love.
I don't think
we
we normally
want to love this.
I don't think we normally are harsh critics, though. That's the thing.
No, we've kind of torn this apart, but I think it's because we want to love it so badly and are so afraid of not being able to love it. Yeah,
that's it. I think the more you know something and the more you love something, the harsher you're gonna be about the content for it. I mean, so a lot of the stuff that we cover, we're going to it with some blissful ignorance of just being like, oh, okay, cool, like it doesn't matter if it's completely rewrites the lore of previous books or whatever, anything else, because we're not familiar with it. But this we're more familiar with, we're more invested in it, we want it to be good. So when it's not living up to what our hope is and our expectation, then we get to be we are more critical of it.
We're fearful it won't be good. Therefore,
yep,
we're trying to keep the hopes at a reasonable level.
You'll have to let us know what you thought about this trailer down below in the comments. And just keep in mind that our reaction for the Game of Thrones, The House of the Dragon official teaser trailer
is definitely not definitive.